Hey everyone, we'd love to hear from you. What tool review would you like us to create an in-depth analysis video on? Drop your suggestions in the comments below, and we will get started on making the most requested one. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, as we upload new topic podcasts every day.
All right, so we're diving into project management software today.
Sounds good.
Specifically, we're looking at Monday.com work management.
Yeah.
And we've got like a ton of user reviews to go through from G2.
Okay.
You know, that platform known for its authentic software reviews, right?
Yeah.
Over 12,800 reviews.
Wow, that's a lot.
It tells us this is a pretty popular tool,
Uh-huh.
but we want to go beyond just the features. You know, we want to know what real users are saying about Monday.com, the good, the bad, and everything in between.
All the nitty gritty.
Exactly.
I like it.
So to kind of set the stage, what exactly is Monday.com work management?
So Monday.com, it's a platform developed by a company that was founded back in 2012.
Okay.
They're headquartered in Tel Aviv, and they're publicly traded on the NASDAQ.
Interesting.
They've got a large customer base, over 180,000 and counting.
Wow.
And they offer products tailored for various industries like sales, software development, and of course, work management. But the core concept here is their WorkOS approach.
WorkOS,
Yeah.
I've heard that term thrown around, but can you break it down for me?
Sure.
What makes it different?
So think of it like the central nervous system of your team. Right. The idea is to connect all your work processes, your tools, and your people within a single platform. No more jumping between different apps or struggling to keep everyone on the same page.
Yeah.
Everything just flows through Monday.com.
That's ambitious. But do they actually deliver?
Well, let's find out.
Let's get into what users are saying.
Yeah.
Starting with the good stuff.
Right.
One thing that really jumps out from the reviews is just how much people emphasize ease of use. A lot of users praise that intuitive interface, even those who are new to project management software.
That's great.
Sounds promising.
It does.
But I'm always a little skeptical of those easy-to-use claims.
Right.
Sometimes what's intuitive for one person can be a total headache for someone else.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we'll have to dig a bit deeper
Okay.
into those potential pain points later.
Sure.
But for now, let's stay positive.
Sounds good.
Okay. So one user, Jenna R.,
Okay.
she's a VP of Strategic Account Management. She raves about the visual dashboard.
The dashboard.
Yeah. She says they give her this clear overview of progress across all of her teams, which is crucial for keeping those complex projects on track.
It is, yeah.
I mean, wouldn't it be amazing to have that level of visibility in your own work?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, that's key.
So visual clarity is a win.
Big win.
What else are users loving?
Well,
The reviews also highlight Monday.com's powerful automations.
automations. Okay.
And this is where things get really interesting.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
So
Yeah.
automations are a huge part of what makes Monday.com so appealing to a lot of users. Think about it.
Yeah.
Instead of manually assigning tasks based on project type,
Right.
you can set up an automation to do it for you.
Oh, wow.
No more tedious delegation.
Yeah.
You can just focus on the bigger picture.
That sounds like a dream.
Right.
Yeah.
Almost like having a personal assistant who just anticipates your needs.
That's right.
It's all about working smarter, not harder. Right.
Exactly.
And speaking of streamlining workflows,
Okay.
Monday.com also offers seamless integrations with other popular tools.
Oh, cool.
Your email, your calendar, file sharing, you name it.
So everything is centralized.
Yeah, everything is centralized.
That's awesome.
It's a big plus, especially if you're tired of juggling multiple apps.
Right.
It seems like Monday.com wants to be the one-stop shop for all your work needs.
Makes sense.
And you know what else is great?
What's that?
Monday.com also offers a fantastic way to gather information without giving full board access.
Okay.
Users are really praising their forms feature.
The forms.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They're saying it's so efficient for client input or just specific data collection.
I see.
Yeah. So the forms feature is a standout for sure.
Yeah.
It allows you to keep things organized and avoid overwhelming people with unnecessary information.
That's good.
Right. And it kind of speaks to the broader theme of customization.
Right.
Which is a major selling point for Monday.com.
I can see that.
Users just love the flexibility to
Yes.
tailor boards to their specific projects and workflows.
Makes sense.
So far, it sounds like Monday.com is ticking a lot of boxes.
It does, yeah.
But we know no software is perfect.
That's true.
So let's shift gears a little bit
Okay.
and explore some of the criticisms and concerns raised by users.
All right.
What are some of the potential downsides we should be aware of?
Let's see. So we were just starting to get into some of the not so great aspects of Monday.com.
Yeah, are there any criticisms that come up consistently in the user reviews?
Well, one thing that kind of stands out is the reports of bugs. Yeah, particularly around updates and like visual elements. It seems like those glitches can be super disruptive to workflows, which is a major frustration, for any user, really.
Yeah, for sure. Nobody wants to be in the middle of a project and have their progress halted by technical issues.
Right, exactly.
Especially when a core feature is this visual nature of the platform.
Yeah.
Are there any other drawbacks to the visual heavy approach besides the potential for bugs?
Well, as much as users praise the visual clarity of Monday.com, that richness can also lead to some bandwidth issues.
I see.
Especially with heavy use, lots of visuals, and frequent status changes. It's definitely something to consider for teams with limited bandwidth or those working with large files.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like anything else, there are trade-offs.
There always are.
But let's stick with the drawbacks for a minute.
Okay.
We touched on pricing earlier.
We did.
But some users have expressed concerns about Monday.com's pricing structure, particularly the automation limits that are tied to certain plans.
Right.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Sure.
What's the potential impact for users?
So So while Monday.com offers like flexible plans, some users find that those automation limits can be a real bottleneck.
Okay.
For example, let's say you're on a basic plan and you hit that automation limit. Suddenly, you're forced to manually handle tasks that you could have easily automated.
Right.
Which kind of defeats the purpose of having those automations in the first place.
Exactly.
It can feel like you're being penalized for using a key feature.
So it's not just about the upfront cost, but also the potential hidden costs of limited functionality.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's an important point for users to consider.
For sure.
Especially when we're talking about a tool designed to improve efficiency.
Absolutely.
And speaking of potential limitations, another criticism that comes up is the learning curve.
Yeah, the learning curve.
Right. While a lot of users find Monday.com intuitive, some reviewers, particularly those setting up complex workflows or integrations, find the initial learning period quite steep.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack with this platform. It takes time to master all the features and all the settings.
So it sounds like there's a difference between picking up the basics and truly maximizing the platform's potential.
Exactly.
Do you think that initial learning curve could be a barrier for some teams?
I think so, especially those who are new to project management software.
Right.
Or who are just pressed for time.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
And while we're talking about potential frustrations, we have to address the elephant in the digital room right now. Notifications.
Notifications,
Some users find that the sheer volume of notifications from Monday.com to be overwhelming.
Too many.
Too many. They're being bombarded with updates, which can lead to that notification fatigue and even potentially cause them to miss crucial information. It's like the classic case of too much of a good thing.
Right. Yeah.
Notifications are meant to keep you informed, but when they become excessive, they can backfire.
That's right.
You know, it's like that saying, if everything is important, then nothing is important.
Exactly.
So it sounds like finding the right balance with notifications is key.
It is.
But too many notifications aren't the only potential pitfall, right?
Right.
We've discussed some of the user criticisms.
We have.
But let's kind of zoom back out and look at the bigger picture. With all this talk of customization and flexibility, is there a risk that Monday.com could become too complex for its own good?
That's a thought-provoking question.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's a risk with any platform that prioritizes customization.
Right.
The more options and features you add, the more challenging it can be